Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today we are using our upgraded military escort, now equipped with plenty of ammunition, to capture a mining vessel, just for demonstration purposes. Right, so the fun thing is, when you are using turrets on a craft in which you're in the control seat for, I need to access my turrets. You can control it like you would a tank, which is interesting. I'm just going to change this so it only targets small ships, doesn't target large. Excellent. Right. I don't want the side turrets to be firing. I want the main turret to be firing. Right. So first things first, we need to get within combat range, which is why I'm turning off inertia dampeners. And we can basically fly around using the usual control keys. I can look around using my mouse. If I hold Alt, then it will move the ship instead. And we can use this to take care of enemies. Now, that assailant is a small ship, which means that our defense guns should start shooting it. I want to get within range of the mining transport so that I can take out its guns before it kills me. A relatively simple maneuver, yeah? Right, we should start... yeah, let's decelerate a bit. Fire. Right, so that's one turret taken care of. That's another turret taken care of. We haven't taken any damage yet. No, I don't want you to fire. Jeez. We want to keep this thing alive. I don't want to keep firing, please. Right. I really want a way to turn off the... ability to fire this gun. Right. We're going to be using a partially external camera. I want to disable inertia dampeners now. Right, if I get out... Where's the assailant? The assailant is nowhere near us. I'm going to try and keep our top gun not firing on the enemy ship. I don't think it has any more turrets, though we are going to check once we equalize our velocities. Right. Doesn't look like to have any additional turrets apart from the two that we destroyed. So we're going to disengage our shield generator and we are going to land and decelerate this thing. And then we're going to loot it for all it's worth. Right. Now we're going to need a better landing point just here. Right, decelerate, and then we're going to disable the turrets for now. Right, let's have a better look. No turrets. No turrets. Okay, we shouldn't be moving. Or is it because this thing has a... Yeah, it does. Right, let's... I'm going to quickly... So... The military escort should keep this thing from moving too far away. I'm going to board the enemy ship and try and take out its important systems. Hopefully I won't die from it. Now I should see target icons if there are any if there are any turrets left. In fact, I should be able to just access... Find a thing, right? Yeah. Right, so for example, grind this down. Weld it back up again, and then we should be able to check if there are any more turrets. There's one interior turret. Right, I'm going to need to keep an eye out for that. I'll be back in a second once I've disabled some more of these systems. Okay, so all of the turrets are now down. I might have died once, which was a bit embarrassing, but I managed to get back up here, and we've also gotten rid of the remote control, which means that we can now pilot ourselves back to base. Right, let's set a course. Actually, I don't need to set a course. Autopilot, engage. Now, I believe the mining transport's going to fight us. And the other problem is we're going to need to drop our shield in order to allow the mining transport in, or we can attach a shield modulator. But we shouldn't need to do anything too drastic so long as I don't throw this thing into the shield itself. So we need to be near the base, install a shield modulator that will allow the enemy grid to go through the shield. Right? Very simple. I just need to build one. Luckily, they are cheap enough for us to do this. And hopefully, we don't kill ourselves in the process. Well, I mean, I could always undock and then fling this thing at the base, but I had to reduce the amount of power the shield was taking because I increased its... I increased the amount of power gen we've got on the base. Right, let's disable this. Rotate around so that we're actually moving in the right direction. Now, we have taken some damage from something, probably the thrusters. I'm going to need to modify the design a bit to make sure that the thrusters don't continue killing us. Right, yeah, continue moving, please. Actually, I'm just going to go into remote control. And I'm going to turn down the speed limit to 50. For now, at least. Right. And I don't think... Hang on, if I scroll us up. Yeah, so the waypoint that we're going to is this, Lunar Base Alpha. And it should be high enough that we don't get immediately minced. Now, I should be able to access... I should be able... to access the base at some point. Hang on. Does this mining... Do we even have an antenna? Yes. What's the broadcast range? 2,000. Make that 5,000. Right. Now we should be able to access the base, or not. We have a frustrator there. We should be within broadcast range. Or is it not picking up that the base is here because we're not within load distance? I mean, we are in load distance. Right, we're now within 2,000. Are you ever going to show up with more than just this? Control. Oh, right, turn it on. Idiot. Yeah. Zero protocol. For some reason, that's the name of the base. Lovely. We're going to need to access the turrets and make sure they're turned off. Yeah, they are. Okay. We are approaching at some speed. We're now readjusting. And Clang has decided to screw us over completely. Disengage autopilot. God, that's going to be painful. Right, we need to go in and rescue. Make sure that this doesn't crash. Come on. Hook yourself in. Nope, too low. Just take a minute. And that's painful. Why do I do this to myself? Oh, right. The military ship is damaged. Oh god, right. Let's oh no, we did manage to grab it. Somehow. Oh no, because we're grabbed onto it. Yeah, let's get up, shall we? This thing is misbehaving later tomorrow. That was a bad idea. Okay, well, our loot just got destroyed completely. And we are now moving at a continuous velocity. Oh, yeah, because we lost our side thruster. But don't worry, we only did superficial damage to the base. Oh god, I'm going to have to glide myself into dock. Yeah. This is not the best day, to be honest. We've also lost one of the turrets. Whoever said that I'm good at space engineers should probably have shut up at some point. Right. Let's re-enter. We're not going to blow up. Hopefully. I need to get a Right, so first things first, I need to get a thruster built. Well, I need to get the thruster repaired so that I can dock properly. Right. Yeah, I know, gravity's a bit weird now. Oh, look, we can, this is just painful, to be honest. No, I need the welder. The welder thing, yes, that exists. We should have enough components to rebuild that thruster. Now, if you're wondering why the shields were down on this ship, it's because if they were on, we would have destroyed... You what? I already did. What have I got on here? Oh, I've got some mad stuff, that's why. That's why. Okay. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Grab, yes. Start rebuilding. Yeah, because if we had the shields on the military escort when we were flying in, we wouldn't have been able to fly in with the mining transport. Now, can anyone tell me what went wrong? What went wrong is that we disconnected. We disconnected because the autopilot got a bit finicky, with the mining transport being finicky. This led to a noble but stupid effort to try and recapture the ship, which failed spectacularly. Right? Now, we did lose the shield, right? And if we have a look at our air pressurizer... Oh, look! No volume filled! God damn it. That took a while to fill up, and I don't have any ice. Yeah, that's going to be fun to deal with. Part of this ship is on fire. Yeah, we're not fit to pilot this thing until we've got everything fixed. So, first things first. We're going to build a repair bay. Or rather, hello, welcome to today's episode. We're building a repair bay. I was planning on building one anyway, but it turns out we need it more than I thought. Yeah. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? Right, first things first, we're going to need to build a connector. Okay, so we're going to want to grab a couple of conveyors. Right. Bonker conveyor here. And then we're going to want to center... Hang on. Use this. No, not that way. That way, yes. We're going to want to place some conveyor tubes. And then a connector. Alright, let's get this welded. Yeah, right. Let's throw... Remove that from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will pay for my mistakes with raw materials. And we also need to move the cargo containers closer, because that's not helping. Oh, this doesn't count that we have to repair the damage down there. Okay, right, that's the connector done. We're just going to dock the mining not the mining transport, that blew up. We're going to dock the military freighter, military escort over. Trying not to destroy any more of my stuff, please, Jake. That would be brilliant. Okay. You know, the actual assault on the ship is very easy now. The only problem is I need to improve my ability to salvage things. Because currently I'm absolutely terrible at it. Right, let's get in. Right, refocus. I want to realign with the... Okay, go up a bit and in. Right. Rotate a bit. Make sure we are clean with the horizon. Dock. No, I don't want to hit that. Hit 4, yes? Right. Okay, we are docked with the ship. Or rather with the station. Head in my hands, Oh god, why did I do this? But don't worry, everyone. I've got a brilliant idea and you're going to love it. Stop hurting yourself. I'm going to need to grab a bottle of hydrogen, aren't I? Yeah. For my original hydrogen bottle had run out. Right. Let's throw these away. Get some new tanks. One of you, one of you. Get rid of the steel plate. Get rid of the excess grinders. Okay, so the way that we're going to be doing this repair bay is we're going to be using the laser multi-tool. Ooh, yes, that thing that we downloaded. Ignore those. Ignore this nanite factory. We will get to that later. Ignore that nanite factory. We'll get to it later. Not today. So we're going to be using multiple of these to create a repair bay for basically our military transport. We don't have a transport. Military escort. We're going to be building a repair bay for this class of ship. And we'll be using this as the docking bay. So we're going to want to create a piston system that can push a row of these across the length of the ship, right? So before we start throwing multi-tools all over the place, noting that I am going to have to build a lot of them, we have resources for it, I think. And I'm doing this instead of building a mining transport. Oh, I could have used that. We're going to want to build some pistons. So, presuming they're on... I'm going to need some steel. Build some stuff, aren't I? Presuming that we have our multi-tools resting here, right? It means that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish, maybe 8-ish blocks of space in order to build the frame that will move it across. Now, if we go grab ourselves a piston, each piston, which I will build here. Hang on, I'll chuck it here just so that we can have a look at how long it moves, because I keep forgetting. Right click, middle click, construct additional pylons. Okay. So this is a piston. We're all familiar with pistons. It can extend. Let's put a bit more welly into that, shall we? Max velocity. It can extend a total of. So the block starts here. 1, 2, 3. You can move it 4 blocks. Move it 4 blocks forward. The total amount of blocks we need to cover are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Right? So we need to cover 18, which is more like we need to cover 20. So we need 5. We need 5 pistons. So we need a space of 5 pistons behind here, and that's not easy to do. Well, it's not going to be easy anyway. Yeah, so what we can do... Let's grind this down again. Place that back in here. We're going to now be building everything in scaffolding instead of welding up properly. We need a total of at least 18 meters projection this way, and the head has to stop here. So we're going to be building it along these lines. So let's grab our thinking caps and get to work. So let's say we have our first piston here, right? This can move it 4 blocks, which is 10 meters. Yep, this can move it 4 blocks. Now, if we place a piston here, we can have a total extension of 8 blocks. And 12 and 16, unless I'm unable to place it for some reason. Why am I? Oh, because the ship's there. That might be a problem. No, it won't be. So we can get a total of 16 blocks of movement, 12 blocks, sorry, of movement just by having pistons like this. Yeah, this is not going to be useful for us because we need more. And in order to give more, we're going to need some additional space, I believe. Or we could get away with using 12, really. But 12's not going to cover it. Then what do you want, man? Okay, so let's try this again. If we place our piston head here, right, so that's 4 blocks. Placing it onto the piston head, rotated correctly. This is now 8, 12, 16, right? We're now at 16, which is nearly the amount that we need. But what we can also do is we can place another set to go to 18. I'm going to need to move this again. Psi. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Right? This can now extend 20 blocks. Oh, it's lovely, but it's past the point. Don't worry, we can make the frame ignore that. Okay, so we have our pistons. This is going to be a nightmare. We can then throw on our conveyor ports, because we're going to need to use conveyors to access the welders in the first place. So let's go grab some interior plate. I might need more than that. And we're going to make a very basic frame. Okay, so we're going to make a frame that goes up like this. And since we're using tubes, it doesn't really matter if it's off by anything. We're also going to want to increase the height of this a bit more than that. Judging by the multi-tool, we're going to need another thing of space. What's the highest block? That block. No, it's the turret. How high is the turret's hitbox? Smaller than 1 block, as long as it's aligned that way. Okay, so we're going to move up 1 more. Right, which allows us to be above the turret. A bit. Yeah, above the turret. We're then going to extend 1 more. If I can select the right thing. We're gonna place down a junction. And then head back by 2 blocks. Rotate around, and then this is where we start placing our welders, right? So we're then going to place all of our welders, which we can place in series like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's aligned with there. 7, 8. Okay, so this should... no, we only need 7. So this should cover all of the important areas of the ship. I mean, it might not cover this little wall here, but that's not exactly necessary. Right. I'm going to weld all of this up, and then we'll be back. Okay, so this is the constructed frame of welders. Now, if we have a look inside, we can see that there's a bunch of parameters. We can weld or grind. I'm going to try and not use grind, because that's going to be bad. But we should be able to, first of all, they're all on weld. Now, we can go up to 8 blocks. I might be a moron, and so I will need to double check how many blocks we can actually go. So this is currently going from here 1, 2, 3, which is equivalent to this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, would you look at that? It's exactly the right amount that we need, which is lucky because I did not have the foresight to investigate whether or not that was going to work. Right, so let's grab ourselves the laser multi-tools. Now, it is vibrating a bit, which, to be honest, is due to pistons, right? So if we have a look at our pistones, we can see that we've got share inertia 10. So if I use the last one, it should stop shaking completely. I will also need to double check the pistons. I am going to need to clean up my my console after this. But first of all, we're going to grab ourselves a control seat, because that's going to be necessary for us to do some testing. Yeah, so let's grab a control station. We have the funds. And we're going to place it a bit further away from our lovely testing area, because I know what happens when I test things. Or when I try to do things that are off the book. We hit the shield and explode. Okay. We now have a control station. And I'm going to set this control station up with whatever we need. I'm also going to move the spectator camera inside the force field, because otherwise we can't see anything. Okay, control 1 is going to be set up with the pistons. Okay, we're going to, this is the way to do it, turn on and off, reverse, on, off, reverse, on, off, reverse, on, off, reverse, on, off, reverse. Okay, so that's all 5 set up here. No, it's not. I can't set up all 5. This is slightly painful. Okay, let me just remove all of these for a second. There should be a quick way to remove them, right? No, there aren't. Lovely. Okay, let's go into here. What groups do we currently have? Nothing for pistons. Okay. Let's grab all of our pistons and set them up for piston repair bay. Save off in terminal. And then we can go into the group. We can then have our first one, this one, be the reverse. And then we can have each of them individually be a turn on and off. This allows us to fine control the distance in which we want to go. Okay, so just as a test, right, we're going to reverse direction. That does not look safe in the slightest. Yeah, as you can see, we're perhaps 1 block above where we should be, but I don't really care. And our maximum extension should bring us to the antenna and beyond. So technically what we can do is we can get rid of the antenna and extend the ship a bit, if we wanted to. Okay, let's retract that. Now, the only question is, do the lasers work on pistons? Well, it's a very good question, monsieur. Right, so first of all, we're going to grab all our lasers and put them on lasers repair bay. I might swap out the group so there's repair bay pistons, repair bay lasers. But for now, that will be fine. Lasers repair bay. Okay, we're then going to go on to, actually control 1 is fine as well. Pistons, and we're going to find repair. Laser repair bay. We're going to want the on and off. So what we can do is we can press this button, and as you can see, we've got the power supply, right? I upgraded the reactors. We have the power supply for 2 hours. But don't worry, we won't need that. So if we go into here, we can see help others. Well, that's not going to be necessary at the moment. We can see a speed multiplier, which will increase the cost. If I find a solo one, yeah. So each one is using 38 megawatts. That's quite a lot of money. And then there's also, as a mining tool. Oh yeah, if you select grind, it will also mine voxels. So we can use that as a thing on our mining ship if we could be bothered. Right, and then if enabled, we'll select the furthest block or dismantle the closest block before proceeding to a new one. Yeah, we're going to want that, because if we disable it, it will then just go all of them at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to deactivate all of them but the first one, all of the pistons, and we're going to extend. Now, when it gets to something that's damaged, it should start repairing them. Right? As you can see, it repairs the things. The beacon's now lit. Gondor calls for aid. Yeah. So we can see that this is successful. We can then continue. We can then repair our oxygen tank. Ooh, fancy. we can repair these armor blocks. And, technically, I've got a brilliant idea. Yep, we're rebuilding blocks. We're just going to move everything back a bit, and then we're going to change the piston speed. We're going to change all the piston speed to, instead of minus 0.5, we're going to change it to minus 0.1 once it's decided to dock. Hang on, just change it to -1 just so we can speed this up. Thank you. Minus 0.1. We can then reverse. No. Enable all of these. Reverse, and it should be moving at half a meter a second. With the maximum extension being 20 blocks, which is 50 meters. Which means it will take 250 seconds to go through it all. But that should be enough for all the welders to weld everything that could be welded. So that's fine. My god, it's a build that actually works. It is killing our power usage, though. I am going to need to grab some uranium. Right, we should see... yeah, the fires are going out. The thruster is now online. This is so good. Right, because this is stage 1. I remind you, because there's an additional upgrade we can throw onto the to the military ship once we're done here. Well, I am going to need to rebuild the blocks in order to do it because I don't have the blueprint. But what we do is we place a projector inside the ship, make a blueprint of the ship with the projector, and then align it so that the projection matches the ship itself, so we can bring the ship into dock and then set the projector to project, and then we can do a sweep using the array, and then it will build the blocks that we don't have, in case we lose some. Now I'm just going to let this sweep back, turning off the lasers, which turns our 2 hours supply up to a day, 4 days, many days. Yeah, just for reference. We're not that wealthy on uranium at the moment. We've only got 750, plus all the garbage in here. We are going to need to pick up some more. But we do have a very quick way of repairing ships now. And we can also use this as a construction bay if we feel like it. For now, we're going to want to build a proper one later. Okay, yeah, but until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.